Hey y'all, it's your girl Tiana. I can only be me, and today we is in the kitchen cooking, y'all. What I'm going to be cooking for y'all is some fried catfish, some french fries, and maybe some homemade whole cake hush puppies. If you want to see me make this recipe, I ask that you go ahead on and sit here. But in doing so, I ask that you ring the doorbell. What I mean by ring the doorbell is hit the thumbs up, the like button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you set your notification bell to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. All right, y'all, let's get into this video. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show y'all the ingredients that we're gonna be using, which is real simple. Just a quick fish fry, nothing major. 9 times out of 10 what I'm using you're gonna have in your cabinet. If not, you can make do with what you got and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, let's get into it. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy. Alrighty, y'all, so right here I have me some fresh whole catfish. I have me some seasoned cornmeal. Now, if you don't have no seasoned cornmeal, seasoned fish fry, just go ahead on and get you some cornmeal, season it up with whatever you want to season it with. Some good seasonings to start with is some seasoning salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and that's it. You're gonna be good to go. Okay, then I have some mustard, not the black pepper, it's just sitting here, and some hot sauce. And this all the ingredients that you're gonna need to fry your fish. Alrighty, y'all, so got the fish down here in the bowl. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take some hot sauce and just douse it all over my fish. It don't really take much. Then you're gonna get you some mustard and put it on your fish as well. That's what we got so far. Alright, so that's all you got to do right there. I'm not going to add seasoning to my fish because my fish fry is seasoned and my catfish isn't that big. You know, they're not really big pieces of catfish. And so I really don't need no seasonings on my catfish unless I want to add some onion powder and garlic powder. But ain't no need. Ain't no need because a seasoned fish fry, they have everything that it needs for my fish. And to clean my fish, I have soaked them in vinegar and water and washed them real good. And that's all I did. Alright, so now we got that. Alright, so I got my grease on the stove heating up. But what I'm about to do is I'm about to take my fish, drop it down in this cornmeal that I have in my bag. And I'm just going to shake it. You ain't got to worry about putting it in no bowl or no plate to season it. I mean, to spread it or nothing. Just put it in a bag and shake it up. And then you want to get you something to lay your fish out on to give it time to give that cornmeal to adhere to your fish. You know, before you actually start frying it. That way you get you a good little fry. You want to shake your fish off to get the excess cornmeal off. And examine the fish to make sure that it got some cornmeal all the way around it. But you want to lay it out on something to get that cornmeal time to adhere to it. That way when you drop it down in that grease, all your breading gonna start coming off your fish. That's a problem that most people have sometimes. Now I feel like somebody gonna ask, can you use flour to fry fish? Yes, you can use flour to fry fish, but you definitely gonna have a different texture on the outside of it. It's not gonna have that good fried fish texture. Now, I do like to, whenever I'm using cornmeal, sometimes I like to mix together flour and cornmeal, but as far as me just using flour by itself, I don't necessarily just use flour. I like it. You need at least a cornmeal. I don't care if it's a yellow cornmeal. Cornmeal is cornmeal. Just use you some cornmeal. That way you can get that good breading that fish have. That good, nice, crispy crunch that you would get from the cornmeal. You ain't gonna get that crispy crunch that you want from the flour, in my opinion. Okay. So I got one more piece. And you can just lay them out for about a good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know. Time long enough for your grease to heat up. And you should be good to go. See how that's good and coated? You want it like that. Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. So now we're about to make this mixture for the cornbread, right? So what you're gonna need is some okay, hold up, let me get it together. All right, so what you're gonna need is use some sugar. If you're gonna make mine, you're gonna need some sugar. You're gonna need you some buttermilk cornmeal, it don't matter, or regular cornmeal, however, self-rising, okay? You're gonna need you some onion powder or onion mixed up real fine. And you're gonna need you some salt, and you're gonna need you some pepper. Now, I don't know why I add pepper to my bread, I just do. But the sugar, you don't have to use the sugar, you could just use the salt, just to season up the bread a little bit. Alright, so I don't measure y'all, but I'm finna try to do this for y'all and see if it turned out right. Oh, and you're gonna need you some hot water. And I got a half a cup of hot water because I'm finna at least try to measure it for y'all. So I'm gonna see what 1 cup of cornmeal. I really don't even want to do a whole cup because I don't want that many pieces of bread, but 1 cup of cornmeal. And then we're gonna just sprinkle you in some onion powder. The onion powder is gonna give you that flavor like it's Hush Puppies. That's why I said, or cut you up some onion in there, however. And then I'm gonna put some black pepper up in there. Just sprinkle some. And then I'm gonna put a little salt up in there. It don't take much. Just a little bit, just to season the bread. And then I'm going to add my sugar. Now I'm gonna just add me a whole palmful of sugar and a little bit more because I like that little sweet taste to it. I like sweet bread. You don't need an egg for this, y'all. Okay, so then I'm going to take half a cup of hot water, just straight out the sink. And we're gonna need this whole cup, whole half. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. So the half a cup was pretty good. Yep, that's all we needed was the half a cup. And just mix it. And you're gonna end up with you a thick consistency like this. You don't want it too runny because you ain't got no egg up in there. So that's why you need for it to be thick. Alright. We ready to move right along. Alright, y'all. So now that my grease is ready, I had to let it cool off because I kind of got it a little too hot. And I'm just about to do just some regular frozen fries, y'all. Drop that down. Let that go. Put the lid on it though. Let it go. Let it go. Alright. So then the flour, the grease here. Okay, you see how that popped back up? Oh yeah, you know that is ready. Alright, so we're gonna take our fish and just lay it right on down in there. And get your grease at a nice temp where it's not going to be too hot. Time you drop your fish down in there, it just start turning color. You don't want that. Alright, so I'm gonna try to fry 3 pieces at a time. And when you drop it down in there, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't get to bother with it. You don't want you a fork I don't like to poke my foods that I cook, so I like to use tongs, y'all. I don't care if you have to use a slotted spoon, but don't touch it. What you want to do is have this up at a nice temp where it have a nice rolling fry, just like this right here. I have mine at like a medium high. No, yeah, it's like a medium high. So I have this at like a medium high, and I have a gas stove, so you have to go off of your stove because gas stoves, they cook kind of fast. But I have this at a medium high, and when you drop it down in there, you don't want to touch it. And the reason why you don't want to touch it is because you want to let your fish just start building up a crust on it before you start turning it and stuff like that. Let it build up a crust, and by doing so, what you're doing is you're gonna keep yourself from if you go in right away and try to move them around and stuff like that. What's gonna happen is you're gonna start knocking the bread off. So that's why you want it to that's why you want it to build up a crust. Then once it build up that crust and it start looking golden around the edges, you know that underside is pretty much crispy, so it's time to flip it over. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm definitely not the type that goes in with a fork and poke my food. You just releasing all the juices up out of it, and you're gonna end up with some dry behind meat, and don't nobody like that. So use some tongs for one, or a slotted spoon. However, use you one of these, child, something. But don't go in with no fork, stabbing and turning your fish or chicken or pork chop or whatever it is over. I know that y'all probably used to seeing your grandparents doing that, or maybe even your mamas. But what I'm telling you is it dries out your food. All right. So once this here is pretty much ready, I'm gonna show y'all when it's time to roll it over. Alrighty, y'all. So one thing about me, I am not the slow cooking type. That's one thing that you must know about me. I'm not the slow cooking type, okay? So we finna go ahead on and start cooking up this bread. So you're gonna need you some oil of your choice. And I'm going to add just enough oil just to cover the bottom of that pan. It's just a little thin little layer of oil. And you don't really need much. You just need some to fry that bread in. So that's what we're about to do. We're about to fry our bread. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that oil just heat up. Heat that oil up. And let me show y'all this fish, how it's starting to crisp. You can start to see where it's browning a little bit around the edges. I'm going to show you. Hold on. If you can see how it's starting to get that little goldeny edge around it. It ain't all the way golden, but I have not touched it yet. I'm just letting it build up its crustification. Okay, don't touch it. You see how I got a good little fry? It ain't too hot. It ain't smoking. None of that. You don't want your oil to smoke. You know it's too hot. So if your oil is smoking, turn that eye off. Push that pot off that eye and let that smoke. Let that grease calm down. Once it calm down, then you can use your grease. But if it's smoking, it's too hot. Alrighty, y'all. So my grease here is warming up pretty good. So I'm just gonna take a spoon of this, a heaping spoon of it, and we just gonna drop that right down in that oil. Just like so. And just mash it down like so. Just like so. I want to try to squeeze one more up in now. But see, it ain't got no crust, and I really don't want to go in messing with it. Because, baby, I mess my bread up, and I don't want to mess up my bread. But let me get me a plate with some paper towels on and get it ready. So that when this here get ready, I'll be ready. But have your eye down on like a medium low. Like a medium low, because you don't want to burn your bread up. Okay, but it's starting to brown around them edges. Hold on, child. Let me get this here. It's gonna seem to stick a little bit, but it's okay. Just get that spatula right on up under there, baby. See that though? Ooh, look at that there. Ooh, look at that there. All right, take your time and fry it nice and, you know, you want a good little fry on it just like that too. All right, right on that bread just as well. And don't let your pan get dry. You want it to fry in some oil. All right, this fish is about ready. It is ready to be rolled over. And I'm gonna show y'all how I know. I'm gonna flip these back over one more time. I got a little oil left in that pan, just enough to cook that other side. Cook it up all the way through. Okay, so let me show y'all this fish. Y'all see how that fish looking nice and golden now? Y'all see them golden edges? Look at them golden edges. Look at them edges. Look at them edges. That's how you know that fish is ready on that underside. So now we're just gonna take our fish and roll it over. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that bell. You see how the bread ain't falling off of it? That's why it's good to let it sit. Look at that. And we're gonna let that fish brown on the other side. Alright, so you wanna get your plate ready? Look at that. That nice fried cornbread. Get your plate ready. I don't like how this light making my bread looking burnt though. You know, like, don't be doing me like that. Hold up, I'm gonna have to flip that around on y'all. Okay, but hold up. My bread is not burnt. This lighting just disrespected me. Okay, so we put it on some paper towels. We're gonna, and then when you get ready to drop, see how the pan kind of dry? You don't want your pan dry, so you want to add you some more to cover that bottom of the pan. Just like so. Get that back on now. That's all you need is just a little oil to cover the bottom of that little skillet. And then I'm going to fry out some more. And I'm going to show y'all how we going to box this here up. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all learning from the best. I am a fryologist. You hear me? Just mash it down a little bit. And there you go. And we're going to let those there fry. That there is about ready. We done got silent. And it's ready to come up. So we about to get us a plate, put some paper towels for it. Alright then. I'm gonna take this here on up. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead on and plate these on up. But one thing I like to do is lay a piece of bread down. I don't use this piece of bread, a piece or two. I don't use the bread to eat it. I use it to lay my fish on to catch that oil. That's what I use the bread for. And then I'm gonna put some fries up in here. Put the hush puppies over. Ooh. Hush puppies. Put the hush puppies up in there like that. I'm gonna tear them tails off because I don't want them sticking out the plate. So I'm just gonna tear those off so they can sit down in there nice and neat. For the presentation purpose, I'll do it on the next one. But that's how I do it, y'all. This is how I do my fish plates. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Peace, love, many, many blessings to each and every one of y'all. And until the next video, this your girl Tiana, I Can Only Be Me. Y'all be blessed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay tuned for the pictures in the end, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, ring that doorbell is what I like to call it, and I'll see y'all later. I'm out.